Alright, we are back at Slay the Princess. I wanted the content warning to be up here for you guys. I am really excited. This is episode 2. If you haven't watched the first episode, go watch it. I have way too much fun with a knife for reasons I don't understand. I'm going to try to refrain from that today. So it says Slay the Princess, the pristine cut. I realized that my face was in the way the first time, so you can see that. I am so in love with this game. Let's just jump right into it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
So,
and in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Before we get too far, I did have some theories in my brain, so I did want to theorize a little bit. It does say in the beginning, this is a love story. So, and then we did notice that there's all these voices. There's a narrator, there's the hunted, there's the hero. You start off as the hero. And then I'm guessing there's other voices that I can get, so I'm going to aim for getting some of those. And I figure all of those are me. So, if true, and this world has no people in it, like it says, all the people in the world will die, but there's no people. I don't see any. We just go backwards and I still end up at the cabin. I go forward, I end up at the cabin. So I really feel like this is very obviously a dream, in my opinion, even if that's not actual. This is where my brain's at. So I feel like this is a dream. I feel like she as well is like my depiction of her. I would think that we are like star-crossed lovers, like lovers who aren't allowed to be by, quote, the people, like the others. People put her in here. It says people put her in the basement. I noticed that when I didn't pick up the knife the first round and I walked down to the basement, she was sweet and her voice was lovely or whatever. When I picked up the knife and went down, her voice was cold, and this was without her seeing me. So it seems like it's my depiction of her in reaction to the state of my self, like my being, and that like we're not meant to be, or we're not allowed to be, and so the only way to get her out of my mind is to just slay her from my mind, basically. And I'm struggling with that. And yeah, so that's kind of where my brain's at. Regardless, I'm gonna play this as if I'm not thinking any of that, and I'm just gonna go down different routes because I want to see. One of the things I do want to do, and the first one I'm gonna do, is gonna be silent, I think, because the narrator wants me to just silently go forward.
You're here to slay her.
We're here to slay her. If we don't, it's gonna be the end of the world, and I believe that the world is me, because I feel like that makes sense why she would have enough power to destroy the entire world, even though she doesn't seem to be like Kamehameha or what, you know. Okay, so we're gonna proceed to the cabin. I'm not gonna say anything.
A warning: she will lie.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Voice of the stubborn. Okay, well, the last round we spoke with her a little bit, but then we ultimately decided we gotta go ahead and slay her, and she killed us, we killed them. Or we killed her at the same time. So I guess the voice of the stubborn is our new voice. Okay. Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her. It's not like she can lie. That's interesting. Okay.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice.
To give me some broadly applicable advice. Okay.
The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
So we've got this part of me that's just like, we're doing this. And that's basically the part with which I'm going at this run right now.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
This is very different. This is very different. Okay, I'm looking at the visuals here.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Right, I thought I could click on the mirror for some reason. Don't ask me why I thought that. Oh, well, I'm curious about the mirror now. No, okay, I'm doing the thing. This one. Actually. Ugh. I wanted to do the run with just being silent, but I'm so curious about this mirror. Alright, I'm gonna think as this person. What would I do? After dealing with everything that happened, I think I'd just charge right in. So I'm just gonna charge right
You
in.
take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Explore. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Approach the mirror. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
This is such a different visual than what we had before, and the music is different too.
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Oh, fierce voice this time.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Interesting.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
But the princess did find it fun, and it seems like I did too. Seems
As you
like no matter
descend
what, I'm
the
gonna be in
final
love with her.
step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Wow. That is such a cool form. Wow.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Interesting. Okay.
And you brought your little knife, too. Yes.
Interesting.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
So now she's completely prepared. So had I slayed her the very first time, maybe that would have been different. This is really interesting. I really like this. Oh, by slayed her the first time, like, I mean, obviously I did try to slay her the first time, but I did that after going in first unarmed. So this is really cool. This is really cool. Alright, so you look different. I'm actually here to free you. I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first. Like how we're both still alive. That means good question. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. I don't know what happened to you since the last time we met, but I am not fighting a giant demon lady. Bye! I love this game so much. Turn around and leave without saying anything. Interesting. Well, I decided to go the silent approach type today, so that's what we're doing.
Good. With a singular focus, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum. Your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm.
Look at this, like
she grins at you from behind her guard.
The knife in my little bitty hand also is bloody. That's really cool. That's such a cool effect.
Pull it out. We'll try a different angle.
No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
Well, dang it. Okay, so let me get into the mindset of this guy. I decided to come down here and silently just destroy this princess. I don't think I'm listening to either one of these voices. I'm just doing what makes sense. And right now, if she guarded with this... Actually... It looks pretty deep. But yeah, no, if I was just doing this.
You pull back on the blade's hilt, doing your best to free it from its sinewed prison. But as you tug the blade free, the princess slams you down onto her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. And you find yourself in midair, effortlessly tossed across the room.
Okay.
You hit the floor, your ribs complaining painfully. You can feel the hilt in your grip. You still have your weapon. You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last.
I like her.
Weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her.
She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
So maybe being stubborn.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
Yeah, see, I really feel like she is this being in my mind that I can't get rid of. I can't let go of.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, once again dead. That was quick. The Eye of the Needle. Interesting.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there.
I wasn't afraid of her, I was just thinking it didn't logically make sense.
Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it.
So what? You'd have us cower in a corner?
No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included.
Yourself included, yeah. So this is like there was the time when the thoughts were constricting or whatever. It was this is a place where thoughts like us are not supposed to be. So they acknowledge that they are thoughts. They acknowledge that they're voices. They're not people themselves. They are just different parts of this mind game, which is quite interesting. And I feel like she acknowledges that she's also a part of this game, because when I went down in the basement a while back, she said something like, there must be a reason. Or if I'm trying to down here, it must be for a reason, right? So it's like your brain is trying to, or your mind is trying to explain why it is she's not allowed to be a part of your world. If that makes sense. So that's how I'm viewing it. I could be so off base, but it just makes sense to my mind that way right now. So, all right.
Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning?
I think maybe the game might be a little loud. I don't know.
Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you.
Alright, so now how are we gonna play this? Let's see. We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. I wouldn't even call these woods. It's like her influence has poured it out into the world. What if I don't agree with the plan? What if I'd rather do something else? No matter what happens, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through. Silently proceed to the cabin. I'm done with this. Bye! Alright. Give me a moment. I don't want to play this. You want to talk about the woods? Or influence part out in the world. If I feel like if I say this, that's just going to become reality. That is her influence that changes this world, but I think it's me influencing this world. And I am unintentionally giving her power. Or unwittingly giving her power, whatever. I'm gonna silently proceed to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
Her last advice for us? No words of warning?
From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind.
I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis.
Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase.
Interesting.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
That is so cool.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it.
Explore, but there's nowhere forward. There's a mirror at the end. That's it. Or take the blade on.
We can try to survive without our steel claw, but you've marked us as easy prey.
I just wanted to
Step
look at the mirror.
forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You do see it, right?
Yeah, it's not the door
All
to the
we
basement.
see is a damned mirror. It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean? You
Wipe
reach
the mirror
forward
clean.
and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead.
So it won't let me look in the mirror?
Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Keep saying that.
Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Bold, fierce, and impatient now.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her, rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
If you want to fight, then how about you come and get one? Are you sure you still want the fight? Just gonna go to the landing.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember, every crack and crevice will need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face droops.
There you are. But this time you don't even have that little knife. Do you think this is a joke?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you need me to break those fragile bones again to remind you how serious this is?
She's bubbling, hot with rage. We can't get close if we want to live. But we'll be able to draw her out of here. She's hungry for us. I know I said this earlier, but I really have to stress how thin of a razor's edge you're on right now. We know the only way out is through the eye of the needle. And we're going to win. We'll need the steel claw. Grab it as we leave. Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
Well, I didn't even have a choice there.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
That's really cool. This is so beautiful. I'm silent just because this is just awesome. It's saying the story for me. I love this.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it.
You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Yeah. It seems like a really hopeless love type of thing to me.
Steel claw, now.
It's too late, run for the door. What? Well, if those are my only two options, I guess I'll take the blade. That wasn't what I was planning on doing, but okay.
Without missing a step, you grab the blade from the altar.
So you do want to fight me? Good.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Oh. I wonder if we're in her head or she's in ours, but yeah.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
Interesting. The voice of the hunted sounds really, really interesting to me. Are you sure you want to do this? You're free now. And out here, I have the upper hand. Well, that's not really what I was thinking. But we don't have to fight. You've fallen right into my trap. Rah. Or slay the princess. I'm always bad at visual novel games because what I intend and think the answer choice is gonna produce, the answer choice seems to be thinking differently than the way I'm thinking. This game seems to think kind of the way I do, but there was a bit like just earlier I wasn't intending. I was intending to go straight through, approach her, and give a different offer, but she just charged me, and then I had to run, and I didn't have a chance to do anything else. I was even willing to just give up and let her get me. Like, really was how I was almost gonna play that, but I didn't have that option. So I think I just think very differently than what most games do. And like every person thinks different anyway, so. I wanted to talk with her this round, if I could. But I'm really liking the voice of the hunted right now. Are you sure you want to do this? You're free now. And out here I have the upper hand, but we don't have to fight. I don't know that I have the upper hand, but I feel like if I should state that, it might change some things, or that's how my brain would work. It's like, I'm a very big proponent of what you believe helps to shape your reality. Especially if it's in the mind. I mean, shoot, keep looping like this, I feel like we're playing a mind game. Sorry, I'm taking my time on this one. You've fallen right into my trap. Doesn't sound like anything I do. I'm either gonna slay her or I'm gonna stay the first one. I'm gonna go with the first one because that goes about the closest to what I originally had intended. I wouldn't mind just calling it because I'm really curious.
The princess scoffs.
Free? This is just another place. This is just... What is this? Where are we? This doesn't feel right.
No, doesn't.
It's cold. Why is it so cold? I feel so tired.
Oh, wow. Oh. So she was taken into the whole constricted thing. The blind leading the blind. Free someone who doesn't want to be freed. Achievement. Interesting. I feel happy about my choice there. Okay. You do not have an opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Definitely want to see the mirror. I could explore. I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. Or the narrator is gone. Ooh. Are they? I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror. I'm just gonna approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Ha ha! Yes, I'm absolutely gonna look at the mirror then. The mirror never scared you before. Ignore him. I'm gonna ignore him.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. That thing reeks of death. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Well, I think that's just a hopeless case. The voices feel small, distant as you approach. I know I can't really make any different choices, but I am going to go ahead and save it. I'm gazing into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone. But the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. The body. It's you. Achievement. It's you. This is such a good game. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Wow. There's like a little leaves over here on the side. I'm enamored by this game in a million ways. I would love to make a game like this. Oh, wow. This is fascinating. Alright. You are at the cabin. Approach her. Wow. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is the entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
This game is fascinating on a whole other level for me. Sorry, just really in it. This is so beautiful. This is so my kind of game. This is like the stories that I write. This is so good. You're the thing I met in the space outside of the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream. What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel? Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there! Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? What happens now? Attack the entity or destroy your body. You're that thing I met in the space. Thought you were dreaming.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
Vague recollections. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights, what do you mean? What do you think I am? I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Yeah, I can believe that. I feel that a lot. Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Oh, there we go.
I know only that they are.
Yeah. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself? Say nothing. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
I like that answer. What's the gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one remembers a spark lost in time, and she would stop at nothing to reclaim it. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally remembered what she thought she'd lost.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Curious the answer to this, even though...
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this is belief-based.
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Interesting. I love this story. I can't express enough how much I love this story. Okay. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? No. How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find? So I'm piecing her together, not me. It's interesting, though, because I'm developing my own voices while we go. And what if I don't let you do this to me? I was sent to slay the princess, to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do? Okay. Make me forget. Wow.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Yeah, I agree with that. You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
That's why she needs more pieces. Curious what she'll say to this.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
That is an interesting answer.
Everything. Until we meet again.
Alright. Do you know how many more pieces?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
I love this game. And what if I don't let you do this?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I'm not going back. Okay, make me forget. There's an option to just wait. I guess just be what you are. That is very interesting. I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Oh, wow. So there's just a wait forever option. Alright.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Gosh, this is so well written. Wow. And it closed the game. Oh, it's fascinating. That's fascinating. Oh, this is so good.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
I never left your side achievement. Attempt to outweight your destiny. Wow, that's so cool. I love that. I love this. I love this. I love this game. 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 This is just my exact kind of game. This is how I write stories. This is how I tell stories. This is how I think stories. This is my game. Oh, I love this game. I could cry. Wow. Okay, yeah, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Whoa, that was cool. Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1, A Hero and a Princess. A burning heart. Bring the eye of the needle to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
How long have I been recording? Alright, we're gonna end this session here. I'm in love with this game. Oh, wow. I'm in love with this game. This is so well done. I'm in love with this game. This is great. Okay. Okay. This is really good. I'm gonna see you guys next time.